Hi, hello, welcome back to UX Shape. This is James Area. Today we're going to be talking about mobile app onboarding. Well, we all know what mobile app onboarding is for. It's like a walkthrough of your mobile app. You have this mobile app that you've uploaded up to App Store or the Play Store, and a user comes into those platform and then they download your app. Once they download your app, they install it on their mobile phone. If the app is being used for the first time, they have a splash screen, and from the splash screen, the user is now redirected to an onboarding screen. This onboarding is a walkthrough and overview of the product and services that your app provides, that your app delivers. And this is where you have to deliver essential value to the user. If the user don't get what your app is all about during this section, 99.9% they will definitely uninstall your app. Full stop. Nobody's gonna use your app if your onboarding does not look really interesting and inviting. One of the things that the onboarding usually have as well is the call to action, what you actually want them to do during a particular session. You might want them to create an account, you might want them to log in, you might want them to even, like skip as well. Also, you might want them to do something, maybe set up their phone if there's a location that is involved in your mobile app, or is going to be accessing their their gallery for their images. This is the session where you create that value for your user. So today I'm going to show you how to create this in Axure RP, when you can showcase this idea to your user, your stakeholders, or your developer or your development team, whereby everybody understand what your mobile app is all about. Now, I have this screen already done for the mobile app. The frame, everything is set up. It's just a couple of rectangular shape. There's an image shape, and this is the mobile phone canvas. So the next thing we need to do is to have, on a mobile app onboarding, we usually have an image. I'll make this maybe 150 and 150. Oh, let me say 130, 130, 130. Yeah. The next thing we usually see in a mobile app onboarding is heading. And the next thing we'll see again is a little bit of text, usually 2 lines or 3 line maximum. I'll keep mine at I'll keep it at 3 lines. I just format this. I'll make this change the font and change the font here as well. I'm gonna make this a little bit, increase the padding around it so that it can be formatted properly. So we have this done now, and we can sort this out. So the next thing we need to do is to have a point whereby where the user navigates or they slide through this, they can actually see where they are. They can know what point they are in your mobile app. So I'm just gonna duplicate this into I would say the maximum should be between 3 and 4. For now, I will use 4 for now. Let me use 4, but best practice, it should not be more than 4. The minimum should be 3 or 2, but the maximum should not be more than 4. If it's more than 4, then user will not really get what your app is all about anymore. They will just be confused because they will be reading too many things even before they use your app. and you don't want user to uninstall your app at all. You want them to really use it. So delivering value at this stage is very important. So we're just gonna make this 4. All right, and then we group this. So what we need to do next is we need to centralize this. Yep, and maybe have a little space around, and yeah. Okay, so when we have this, let's group this together, and we're gonna have this at the center. But before we do that, let's create a point whereby the user is gonna be able to slide and view our onboarding messages. Let's create 2 of these, and let's put it here. We remove the border and we make it transparent. Now let's move this to the center here, and let's move this here. The next thing we need to do is to have probably a login, and also a skip section. So what I'm gonna do, change the font as well again. Make this let's make this 16, or let's make it 14, and I'm going to make this 50, 30. I'm gonna make this 50, 30. All right, and then I'm gonna centralize this and put it in the middle. So what we need to do is to put this here, and put this here. So we have this. What we need to do is to make sure this is good. All right, so our mobile app onboarding is looking good now. So what we need to do next is to have the interaction. We need to go to the widget and interaction note section, and on the click event we need to select dynamic panel. Okay, we've not created a dynamic panel, so what we need to do is to create the dynamic panel using this, because what we want to achieve is we only want to have this section to slide. We don't want the whole page to slide. So we gonna right click and convert this to dynamic panel. It's a good practice to have a name for your dynamic panel, so I'm just gonna make this onboarding slider, and I'm going to create two more states, make it 3. Then we go to the first state, copy this first state and paste it here, second state and paste it here. Axure always helps us put it at the edge so that we don't need to format them again if it's in a dynamic panel. So what we need to do, we have 4, so we need to create 1 more, and we need to paste this as well. So what we need to do is we need to create this services 4. I think I'll just use number for now, just for text. Services 3, services 2, and services 1. Okay, now that we've added, what we need to do now is we need to make sure that when the user is on a particular state, we need to identify which state they are on to the user, so the user know which state they are on. So what we need to do now is to click on this first state. Just for illustration purposes, I'll make it red. Then we're gonna make the remaining ones light gray. Then we go to the state, the second state. We're going to make this light gray, and we're going to make this one red. The third state, we're going to make this other one gray, and we're going to make this red. The next state, which is the last one, we're going to make this first three gray, and we're going to make the last one we're going to make the last one red, and the first three should be gray. All right, so now that we have this, we can also change this color to whatever we want. Maybe, you know, we can make it red as well again. Well, it's just for test purposes, so you might use another color, but this is just to show you how to make the onboarding in Axure. It's not to show you what color user likes to see and things like that. All right, so now that we have this, we can close this section now. Okay, so the sidebar that we created the other time, we're just going to have an interaction on them. So we click on the widget and interaction, and we go to dynamic panel, select the onboarding, and we say next, and we say right, I think so, yeah. And the next one, we're going to click on the interaction again, go to dynamic panel, select the dynamic panel we're working on, and click previous, and then we say right. On the slider, this login and skip button, we're gonna add it and say when the user press login, they go to page 1. When the user press skip, they go to page 2. Now that we've almost done, let us preview this and let's see if it's working properly. Now if we click, yeah, it's going the other way around. So let us change this back to left, and let's change this back to right. Left, right, yeah. So let's preview it again, reload the page. Now we can see it's changing service 1, service 2, service 3, service 4, and if we click back, it's going to service 3, 2, 1 as well. And when we click on the login, it goes to page 1. When we click on skip, it goes to page 2. So this is how you can actually develop a mobile app onboarding for your mobile app. Another thing we might just have to do, just to make this look a little bit interesting, is to have an image here. We can have, you know, booking image. We can have something here again, which is this one. We can have another image here again, which is, let's say, setup, and we can have another one which is let's say plan. Okay, so if we reload the page, we can see here now that our mobile onboarding is really interesting. It's very clean, the design is simple, and the user get the message. So the text about what the services is all about is displayed here, and we can interact with it. We can switch between the screen. We can go to slide 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can go to login. We can go to skip, and if the user are in the center of this at the side of the mobile phone, the cursor is displayed. If they're at the center, it doesn't display. We can also make the interaction work with a circle, but a lot of people will not work with this dot actually, because no, fingers will be too big for you to actually press the dot. That's why we use the side bar to illustrate this navigation. And we can show this to our stakeholders, to our users, to test our app idea. And we can show this to the development team, so that when they develop the mobile app, they know how we want the interaction of the onboarding screen to look like. I hope you've been able to enjoy watching our tutorial today, and I'm sure you've learned something. If you have a question on how to create this, or if you want this file, drop me a comment, and I'll be glad to respond to them. Also, keep a look at our video tutorials. We'll be doing more little short tutorial about creating mobile app for our mobile app idea. Thank you for watching, and see you later in the next tutorial. Bye.